Okay, we've got a problem here that's going to involve the area of a triangle, the area of rectangles, and here's the problem. We want to paint the side of our house. So we go to Lowe's and we find the paint that we want, and we find that the paint, that 1 gallon of paint will cover 460 square feet. Reading that on the back, okay? So that means we need to go home and measure the side of our house that we're looking to paint. So let's do it. We go home and we measure the side of our house. We measure this side over here to be, what's it going to be? Let's say 21 feet. And then we measure the base of our house, breaking out the tape measure. And we measure it to be, let's say 25 feet. Okay, and the other side is typically going to be the same thing as the other one. Okay, and then usually on top we're going to have a rectangle. Let's say from here to there, and we get out our ladder and we measure. Let's go, and we measure from the very tip straight down at a perpendicular angle, and we get that to be 10 feet. Okay? Then we also have 2 windows. We have 2 windows. This thing is not drawn to scale. So here's my windows, and they're both the same height, the same width. And we get them to be, let's say, 3 feet by 5 feet. Okay? And those are windows, so we won't need to paint the windows. People think you were funny if you paint your windows. So our mission now is to find the square footage of our house and then figure out how many gallons of paint we need. So let's find the square footage of this side of the house. First thing I want to do is, I'm going green just to switch things up here. Let's go in the area of the triangle on top. You know, area of a triangle from our last video is 1/2 base times height. So here's my triangle. Okay, so I need 1/2 times the base. Shoot down there at the bottom. So the base is 25 feet. Times the height. And we measured the height and got that to be 10 feet. Okay, so the area of my triangle equals 1/2 times 25 times 10. Calculator should be 250, but let's make sure. 25 times 10. You can never be too careful when you're going to buy stuff. 250. Yep, 250. 250, and feet times feet gives me my square feet. Okay, and we're multiplying by 1/2, so anytime we're multiplying by a fraction, let's write everything as a fraction. Makes it a little clearer. So we have 250 divided by 1. That's how I would write 250 as a fraction. And when doing fraction multiplication, it's multiplied straight across. 1 times 250, 2 times 1. So we get the area of our triangle equals 250 over 2 square feet. And let's get, what's that going to equal? Again, you can't be careful enough when you're measuring and trying to figure out what you need to buy. You don't want to, you want to spend the right amount of money. So let's clear everything out. 250 divided by 2. Okay, that gives me 125 square feet. That's 125 just for the triangle on top. Now let's find the rectangle on the bottom. So the area of the, get that thing out of here. The area of the rectangle, those are quick and easy. We know it's going to be the side times the side. So 25 times 21. 25 feet times 21 feet. And let's break out the calculator. 25, well, let me clear everything out. 25 times 21, and I get 525 square feet. Okay, and now I want to take in consideration, again, you don't want to paint over your windows, correct? I mean, some people may, I don't know, but you'd probably be a strange guy or gal in the neighborhood if you paint over your windows. So let's figure what those are so we can subtract that off. We don't want to account for that. So let's just call that AW for area of the windows. And those are 3 by 5, so 3 feet times 5 feet. And so we get, I think we're okay with this, and 5 times 3 is 15 square feet. Okay? So, now let me switch colors again. Now I want to figure out the total area that I'm looking to paint. I'm going to call that AT. So, we've got the top, we've got 125 square feet. We've got the base at the bottom, the rectangle on the bottom, that's plus 525 square feet. Then we've got 2 windows in that base on the bottom that we don't want to paint, so we subtract those off. That's minus 15 square feet, minus 15 square feet. So area total that I want to paint, let's get out the calculator again. Never be too careful when you are dealing with stuff you're going to buy. So clear it out. 125 plus 525 minus 15 minus 15. I got 620 square feet. Okay, so we want to figure out how many gallons of paint we need. We know, so how many gallons? Let's do that right here. How many gallons? So we're going to take our total area, 620 square feet, and divide by 1 gallon covers 460 feet. 460 feet, and that's going to give me my total, the total number of gallons that I need. It's clearly it's going to be 1 point something. So let's say 620. Let me clear everything out. 620 divided by 460 equals let's say 1.35. So 1.35 gallons. Okay? So now if you go to Lowe's and tell them you want 1.35 gallons, I'm going to be like, what? They might be able to break it down in quarts for you. So what would that be? A couple quarts. But yeah, here's the bottom line. I would buy 2 gallons. 2 gallons to paint that one side of the house. You're going to need to, typically those, from my experience, this 1 gallon equals 460 square feet is never correct, especially when you want to do a couple coats. I mean, always the more coats you put on, the better it's going to look, and I think that's going to tell you for 1 coat. So you might even actually, in the end, you might need more than 2 gallons, but this is the method that you would use to figure it all out. So to put that 1 coat on, we need about 1.35 gallons. So it'd be safe to say go ahead and buy 2 gallons to cover that side of the house. And that will end this podcast on area of a triangle.